Show. Super excited to have you here. So thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And I'm excited to be able to dive into an experience that I had yesterday. And it's really, I hope that it sheds some light for you and really helps you to see that God is trying to speak to you and that He knows what you need to hear. I definitely learned that yesterday. So let me just dive into the whole story about this. And so what happened is I was over. So my company moved that I work for right now. A lot of you know that I work full time as a software director, so director of mobile apps, and then I also am building a business too. And so I help people with live events or with challenges and summits and that type of stuff. And so, anyways, my day job, if you want to call it that, we had this training on video because our company is going to be doing a lot more like social media stuff. So like doing more on LinkedIn and recording videos and things like that. And so we're working with this company to help us do better with that. And so what they were doing is helping us to understand, okay, what can you do on video? And so they did some training on, how you should use your hands and how you should, lean forward and not like lean backwards and kind of just teaching us these different things. A lot of them I hadn't really heard about a whole lot. But it was interesting because then we had, several sessions to like record a video and then, show it to a partner and just do some practice and continue to improve that. And then we showed it in front of the entire group at the end. And so, I've been over the last year and a half, I've been doing a lot of video. And so I kind of felt like, well, hey, I have some experience with this. So I felt okay. But at the same time, I was like, I've never really had anyone teach me any of this. And I haven't really had like anyone review it of like a professional saying, okay, well, like, let's see how you do on video and stuff like that. And so anyways, it's really interesting because I had this moment of feeling like, oh yeah, I feel okay about it. But then as I'm about to like share it with the group and with these professionals that help people with this all the time, I was a little bit nervous. I was like, I don't know, maybe like they're going to hate it. Maybe they'll be like, it's not that good, I don't know. And so anyways, it was just this very interesting moment of feeling a little bit kind of insecure. Right. But I hoped that I would get some good feedback at least so I could maybe, get better if I am not doing great at that type of stuff. And so they go ahead and they show a few different videos from people from our company and give them some feedback and have various comments on them. And one of the first guys that went, he is past like he's been in plays and stuff like that. And so he's always just amazing on camera, I feel like, and just in front of people. Like he's so good at his tonality and all these different things, which I think are so cool. So it was really awesome to hear him. I was like, man, his video was first. And I was like, whew, man, like that's so good. And I just love like the story that he put together and all these things. And so, which I was like, that's amazing. I felt like his was super good. And so then they went through and showed a few different videos. And then they went ahead and showed my video. And so I'm sitting there like watching myself on this video and kind of feeling like, I think it sounds okay, but like, I don't know, I'm just interested to see what these like professionals are going to see. And so once the video stops, then they're going to, give their comments. And so I'm really curious to hear, what are they going to say about me? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to be good? I'm not totally sure. And they just, these two professionals that were watching, they just said, oh wow, like this is really well done. And I don't really have any feedback for you. Like, I think you did just a great job of, kind of the story that you put together. And then, how you presented it was really, really good. And he's like, if this was a competition, then that would win for sure. And so I just felt grateful for that. And one of the things that was interesting too, is that they'd encouraged us to like stand up and to lean forward, and that type of stuff. I was actually sitting down in a chair, leaning forward and trying to do that. So someone asked like, but would it be better if he was like standing up? And like, oh, well, yeah, we didn't even notice that, right? Because it was just really good. And so anyways, I don't say this to say, oh, look at me, I'm so cool. But like, just really what I want to say is that I know that God hears us and that He knows what we need to hear too. Because, in that moment, I don't know that I necessarily said a prayer about it, but it's certainly something that I'm working on, and I'm continuing to pray for God's help, because I really want to impact others, to especially, Christian or faith-based entrepreneurs, because I really feel like that we need more light in this world. And so to me, when I was, do just in that moment, I guess from all of this, I'm just so grateful, because I feel like that's what God knew that I needed to hear. He knew my thoughts. He knew that I was kind of doubting myself. He knew that I was feeling like I don't really know exactly how I'm going to do it. And here's the thing too, like there's plenty of things that I can get better on with video, like 100%. And this was like a pre-recorded thing. So it's like I had multiple shots to do that. And so live is sometimes a little bit different as well. But anyways, I'm just so grateful, because I know that God knew I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that positivity, and that, hey, like this is good, and you're doing good, and you got to keep going with this. Because sometimes it can be really easy to give up, or it can be easy to think that we're not doing a good enough job. To be honest, even today, like today, I was day 3 of the Massive Impact Challenge, and we were going live. So every day has been like live. I'll jump on and then do an interview with someone. But this time it was pre-recorded. And so I went live, and then I was going to show the video, but like I'm using Restream, and it just like wasn't really working. Like the audio and the video just wasn't synced up. So I was like, okay, let's go do it on Zoom. So I jump on Zoom. Anyways, it was just like kind of a mess, and it was kind of frustrating. And some of those, like one of those days where you just kind of feel like, oh, what is going on? But I'm grateful again because this is part of like being an entrepreneur, is you have these ups and downs, right? It's like yesterday I just felt great because of all of the things that I felt, and the things that were said, and again that I really believe God was trying to speak to me, and he was trying to help me with that. And so I'm grateful for that. But then this morning's a little bit crazy, but it's some of these moments that we have that'll help us to continue to go forward, to do better, and to be able to feel like just to continue with the mission and the cause and the things that we're working on. And so what I want to tell you, I guess more than anything, is that I know that God is always trying to speak to us. Like every single person in this world, I know that he's trying to speak to us. And sometimes it's just as simple as us, opening our ears. Which kind of sounds funny, but but really just like trying to listen for the message. Like, what are you trying to say? And recently I've really been trying to do that a lot more. Like before I go to bed, I just have been trying to just understand, what is God trying to tell me? And so I've been, trying to listen and then write those things down. And to me, it's been really powerful. And so I encourage you to do that too. Just like try to listen. And also ask for help, and ask for the things that, maybe you do need, because he's always there listening and helping. And he already knows probably what you need. But sometimes he wants us to exercise our faith to say, okay, God, this is the thing that I need help with right now. And I'd love for your guidance on that. And it's up to us to, pray and ask for that help, but then to also use our mind and to do everything that we can to make that thing happen too, because sometimes we don't know exactly what we need to do. And sometimes we may not, God may not have like what we want, may not be in his will, but we just need to continue to do the best that we can. And I really like the idea of getting on your knees and praying for help, but then getting up and working as if it's all up to you too, because God can really guide us as we are moving and doing that, and he'll continue to speak to you. So again, he's there for you. He's speaking out to you at all times. Sometimes we just need to listen up and see what he's saying. So I hope that this was helpful for you. For me, again, just grateful for those moments where that he's speaking to you, because it does make a huge difference. And so just know that he's always there for you, and appreciate that. So thanks again for tuning into this. If you have any questions, leave some comments or send me a DM or something like that. Would love to know what you would like to be able to learn about. And so, appreciate you, and make sure you go and make an impact.